Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Hello, everyone. I am Ms. Faiza Khalid, and today I'm going to talk about a TED talk that really inspired me. Um, now, wait a minute. Okay, so this is an educationist, Mr. Mitra, and he delivered a very powerful TED talk in TEDx Newcastle. I'll paste the link in the video comment somewhere afterwards. So, anyways, it's basically a fundament. It's a talk in which he is talking about, and he's asking some very questions, okay, which matter a lot. For example, what if everything we think and we know about schools and how learning happens is wrong? And what if the future of education is actually far simpler than we can imagine? And so let's get into the detail about his thought process. Okay. So, Mitra's journey began with a simpler, most mischievous experiment that he called a hole in the wall. Now, picture this over here, okay, that he connected a internet connected computer into the wall, and this wall is in Delhi slum. There are no teachers, no instructors, just a computer in the wall that is connected to the internet and given to the children. Now, what happens there is really astonishing because what he saw and what he talked about in the video is that children with no guidance whatsoever figure out how to use it. They taught themselves how to browse the internet. They learned English from scratch. They navigated the web and even taught themselves complex concepts. So it showed that if children are curious and if they're connected to the right apparatus, so they would eventually be able to learn something on their own without any guidance. Okay. So this led him to talk about soul. Now, soul is self-organized learning environment. Okay. So here he talks about three types of curricula. Okay. He first of all described in his video that the first curricula that is exposed when teaching and learning is examination curriculum. Pretty much if you're doing A levels or IGCSE, you are already aware of the subject codes and the curricula that we get. So the first kind of curricula that we have is examination curriculum that we also call as specifications. In that, clear and defined objectives are given where teachers read those objectives and try to give knowledge to the children. Now, the second curriculum is teaching curriculum. In the teaching curriculum, a teacher decides what methodology she is going to follow in the class when she is teaching any specific objective. And the third curriculum is learning curriculum, where the children will be modifying the teacher's lesson plan according to their own will. So, for example, if there's a child who doesn't want to do an experiment in the class, but maybe he wants to make a mind map regarding whatever I'm teaching or whatever experiment I'm doing, so he can do that. It's totally his will. Then he talked about that the children, okay, in order to judge if they are learning accurately or not in the absence of a teacher but connected to a facilitator, is to judge the students by 4 points, okay? That is engagement, comprehension, improvement, and emergence. Engagement is just like when we teachers design a lesson plan and we put in a starter activity. So, where the students would be hooked up to the topic without even knowing that there is an activity which we have included in the class just to gain their attention. Then the second one is comprehension. So, here we judge if the children are actually understanding or not whatever we are teaching. Then is improvement. So here we get to know if the children are actually progressing or not, like their grades are improving or not, because when we apply this specific concept in our teaching, so we judge them by this method. Then is emergence. Emergence is one of the most astonishing aspect, where a child will ask the teacher and a question about which maybe a teacher doesn't know about. So that is emergence, where the children are asking you a complete new set of questions which even you have never heard about before. Mitra's future of learning isn't just about the technology, but it is about how he is integrating children with the innate ability. So he says that the children are already very smart, and if they are working in a set of groups where larger screens are there and they are connected with like-minded students, but that's a heterogeneous group. By heterogeneous group we mean that the children are sitting with different you can say age group people, like children already, but let's say 15 years old, 13 years old, like that. Okay, and there's some girls and the boys sitting together in the group and they're working on it. And secondly, he brings up the concept of granny cloud. Now granny cloud is this, that there would be people online, okay, and the people who are online, they would be facilitating without being present in the class. Okay, so that is it for the TED Talk video. I find it really interesting. Please spare some time and do watch that TED Talk video if you have time. Thank you.